Well, they have what they call the African Down Under. I think it's organized by the mining companies who have shown a lot of interest in Ghana. I think it is done in collaboration with the state of Western Australia. This is Western Australia capital Perth. And my understanding is that it's the mining capital of Australia. And so I think it's become an annual affair. And it brings together all the stakeholders in this country. And then, of course, all those in Africa in whose countries these companies have invested. So literally for them to show their wares and then for us to explain to them what is it that our countries, various countries in Africa have got to offer.
And ordinarily you would have been a government representative, but not in the real sense of the word because you were a member of the opposition, and that says a lot about democracy in Ghana, that as a member of parliament you are able to represent your country, even if not directly your own government.
Well, no, actually, no, that's not the sense. It's really your own government in the sense that, government is the three arms. The executive, I may not be part of the executive, but I'm still part of the government. So, as you put it, really real representative of government, executive, judiciary, and the legislature. So, this is the committee of parliament, which is an arm of government. And so, we are here as government representative, properly speaking.
And just to help people understand as well, because it's easy for people to think because you are a member of the opposition on the same plane with a real member of the executive, you are not presenting one front. How would you assure people that you are presenting one front in a way that is in the sovereign interest of Ghana?
We came here for a purpose. We haven't come here for political activities. Because when it comes to that sort of thing, a political party that will become partisan. We're talking about political, the other person is talking about political issues. We're talking about governmental. We're here to sell Ghana. We're here to explain the policy of the country. And as far as we're concerned, the Parliamentary Select Committee, which is here and is headed, of course, by the Deputy Minister of the Ministry, will present the same front. So people shouldn't have that apprehension at all.
And I'm just thinking about, say, people in your constituency, for example, back in Ghana, who still need some sort of political education to understand that you represent Ghana in that sense, not just a particular political movement.
Yeah, sure. They understand that when I come to the constituency, I represent the whole of the constituency. When I mount the political platform, I mount it on behalf of my party, my political party. When I travel on behalf of Ghana, I go because of Ghana. I don't go because of my political party. So I think they understand. We've done this in many times, so they do understand that you may be in opposition, but you're still part of the government and you play your role accordingly.
So how successfully have you represented Ghana here in Perth, Australia, in as far as the Africa Down Under objectives are concerned in selling Ghana?
Well, it's been good. I mean, we were at the Pan Pacific Hotel. That's where the program is headquartered. I think the other place is Novotel. We have attended the preliminary. We heard speeches. Our Deputy Minister spoke this morning about the mining industry essentially of Ghana and the general economy of Ghana. And then we've also attended many meetings. Indeed, for me, the most significant one was the meeting at Langate, where we were introduced to the aspect of land registration, not an aspect, the land registration in its entirety, from satellite mapping through registration, land registration, title registration, and it was quite interesting. And then we also went to the land department, geological department around the place. Again, we had quite a lot of lectures from those in charge about geology, mining, all the aspects of mining in this country. They introduced some very good ideas to us, and we participated. We asked questions and we made contributions, and it was very fruitful.
So, what would you be taking back to Ghana?
Quite a lot of things that we've learned that I think we need to explain to various departments of that. Particularly the land gate thing, the land registration, title registration, satellite mapping, land management, well, quite a lot of it, and I found it quite fascinating. So we're definitely going to explain to the departments, and if it's at all possible, the minister and I have already spoken. We have a fair idea what is it that we think we could present to the government, see if we could follow up. It might adhere to the benefit of the entire country.
Yeah, and it's quite significant that you can say you've learned a lot for a country, Ghana, that is thought to be forward-looking, and yet there's so much more to learn from countries like Australia.
Why do you say we're not forward-looking? I don't understand.
No, I'm rather saying that as a country that is forward-looking.
Oh, forward-looking.
It seems that there's still so much more to learn.
So much. Remember, Australia is how many years old? So many years old. We're only about 56 years old. So I'm not sure that it's too late to learn. We're forward-looking. We got quite a lot. It's good that we appreciate that we got quite a lot to learn. And it's not completely out of place at all for us to learn from advanced countries like Australia. Australia is advanced, whatever respect that we can talk about. Even though it's astonishing that for a country which is almost a continent, the population is like the size of Ghana. It's quite impressive. 24 million, or maybe 25. It's quite fascinating. But it's a fairly developed area. You have been here many years. You see, as it is, it's fairly developed.
Yeah, and I was also going to say about the fact that what you have learned from the Ghanaians you've met here in Australia, obviously they are your compatriots, but coming to meet them here must give you a different feel of who they are, where they are, what they are doing, and what they could contribute.
We are exceptional human beings. I was just telling them that we had once laughed about it, that you go to Mongolia, you find us. What I didn't know that I'll find us in our numbers where I found them. It was quite fascinating. I was quite happy to feel at home. Our traditional, proverbial Ghanaian hospitality. We've been here for only 3-4 days. And look how happy we are. It's quite good. I wish them very well.
And for many of the Ghanaians, one of the things they'll be concerned about is what confidence they can have when they should decide to come home to help build the country, build Ghana, investment opportunities, and so on and so forth. You probably would agree that being used to the way things are done in the as it is the advanced country like Australia, they begin to feel not so confident that things will work out very well when they decide to look back to Ghana.
Well, when they come, I would hope that they would want to contribute their own widow's mite in their own respective ways, in their own little corners, and to improve upon it, to make life reasonable for them and for those who find themselves around them. Yes, they appreciate that the advancement this country has achieved, Australia has achieved. It's nowhere we can compare. In terms of comparison, Ghana pales into insignificance. So they will bear with the system, they will be patient, and then will be patient as they strive to try and see if we can make it look anything like what we are used to here in Australia.
And we've already made a point that Ghana is forward-looking, but Ghana is also rich naturally, right? How are these resources being managed as a country at the moment? And I know you have been quite critical of how these things are managed by successive governments.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure. Governments, federal governments have done have done what they could, in their own context. Mines, gold, diamond, those mineral resources, and then timber and cocoa. Those are the items that have carried the country so far before the discovery of oil. So I wouldn't want to belittle the contribution of these essential natural resources, but for these resources, Ghana wouldn't have achieved what.
But it's effective management. It's one thing to have these resources.
Yes.
It's another to manage it effectively to get the greatest benefit.
It's well to criticize that this group hasn't done well, this other group has done well, or whatever. But yes, it may not be all that we want to write home about in terms of the management of our resources. But I think as a country we haven't done very badly. What we've been talking about of late is this oil that has been discovered. We would all hope that it will be properly managed to ensure that it are used to the benefit of the entire country. It's early days yet. It's I think the third year or so of production, and we just pray that we will not go the way other countries have gone in terms of management of their oil resources. But so far, I wouldn't say we have done terribly badly. We need some improvement here and there, but I'm not so sure that it's that bad.
Yeah. And I know you're 20,000 kilometers away from Ghana, sitting right here in Australia, and we're doing this interview today, the 30th of August, and about 24 hours ago, the Supreme Court made a decision to keep President Mahama in office, which means that your party, led by Akufo-Addo, has lost out. Is the case. It is being presented in a positive light, both by Akufo-Addo and by Mahama, as a win for Ghana. Being someone so far away from Ghana, looking at it from this point, what would you say it represents for Ghana, the whole exercise and the outcome as of now?
Well, I think the point to which it is thought that it's a win for Ghana, I guess as stressed by both leaders, is to the extent that the fears of so many Ghanaians have been allayed. There was this suggestion that Ghana might come to an end, depending on how the results went. But obviously, both parties in a contest can't be happy at an outcome. I mean, this is not a case where heads you win, tails you don't lose. If it is heads you win, tails you lose. There has been heads and there has been tails. So one party is won or the other is lost. I mean, if I put on my ideological political hat, I would say that I'm not happy. We all saw it was live. We saw the evidence as presented in court, and we would have thought that judges would have found for us. I would have been happy. It turns out that they saw it. Of course, the law will say rests in the bosom of the judge. So the judges, they saw it differently. I think on all except the three issues that they unanimously dismissed, on the three other vital issues, I think there was a ruling of 5-4 on all the three against our party. So you can see that it was fairly tight. It was such a closely run thing. That is life. You win some, you lose some. Yes, everybody's happy because Ghana hasn't died. So to put it, there was so much fear, but as it was 3 days ago, Ghana is still Ghana. So to that extent, yes, I think it's a win for everybody.
Well, Mr. Hammond, it's a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.